Today, we will talk about joint tenancy in property ownership. Joint tenancy is a legal arrangement in which two or more people own a property together, each with equal rights and obligations. This means that if one owner dies, their interest in the property is passed on to the surviving party without having to go through probate or court system. Joint tenancy is a form of property ownership normally associated with real estate. Two or more parties come together to make a legally binding agreement through a deed, sharing equal benefits and financial responsibilities. If they decide to rent out or sell the property, each party is entitled to a 50% share in the profits. They are equally responsible for property expenses, with each party assuming responsibility if the other fails to meet financial obligations. In most cases, joint tenancy requires 4 items to be present: time, title, interest, and possession. All joint tenants must acquire their ownership interests simultaneously, through the same legal instrument, with an equal and undivided share, and have an equal right to possess and use the entire property. Joint tenants in property ownership share equal financial burden and benefits, including property acquisition costs, mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance, and income derived from the property. Gains and capital gains taxes may apply if the property is sold. Each joint tenant's share in the property determines their financial obligations and benefits. Joint tenancy can be severed through voluntary agreement, conveyance, or involuntary action by a court, but it can be costly and time-consuming. Divorce, marital issues, or the handling of the asset upon the death of joint tenants can complicate the process. Joint tenancy has the advantage of avoiding probate and equally sharing both benefits and responsibilities of the property. However, it can complicate divorce, marital issues, and the handling of the asset upon the death of joint tenants, and it has some disadvantages such as survivorship rights and the ownership disposition upon death. Tenancy in common allows for percentage-based ownership and specified distribution of assets upon death. This differs from joint tenancy, where assets automatically go to the surviving partner. Tenancy in common allows for more control over the disposition of the property upon death. Joint tenancy with right of survivorship means that each party shares equal rights in a property, with the share of a deceased owner passed on to the other joint tenants. There is no need to probate the deceased owner's share with their estate. Here are 5 key takeaways. 1. Joint tenancy is a form of property ownership normally associated with real estate. 2. Each party in a joint tenancy has an equal interest in the property, the financial obligations as well as any benefits. 3. A joint tenancy creates a right of survivorship, which means that if one party dies, their interest is automatically transferred to the surviving tenants. 4. Joint tenancy is different from a tenancy in common, where a deceased tenant's share is passed on to their heirs. 5. A joint tenancy can be terminated unilaterally without the consent of the other tenants. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.